Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today on what is episode 5 of MotorServ-TV, which is now also our podcast available on Spotify and all other platforms. Today I'm very privileged and very excited to introduce Bav Majithia, who's agreed to be with us today. Bav made his mark and name in the mobile phone accessory and recycling industry and was the owner of Genuine Solutions, a multi-million pound company of which he exited successfully in 2019. Bav now spends his time indulging in his love for cars as well as property. He is now focusing on helping other entrepreneurs follow their dreams, and Bav is helping establish and grow a big number of brands including Yiannimize, Mental Energy Drinks, Visual Muse Media and Ideal World Television Shopping Channel, to name but a few. So please welcome Bav to MotorServ UK. Hi Bav.
How you doing, Cam? You alright?
Yeah, good to see you. So Bav, thanks so much for coming down today. Well, coming up.
Came up.
Because you live in Surrey, is that right?
That's right, yeah, just this side of Guildford, yeah.
Brilliant. So thanks very much for taking the drive up. Bit of a trek for you.
It wasn't too bad, to be fair. In the middle of the day, the traffic's not too bad. So
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad.
And I'm sure it wasn't too much of a chore driving the old Lamborghini Aventador.
I did, however, leave the roof on because I had a few calls to make.
Yeah,
But
awesome.
It was quite a good, pleasant journey.
Yeah, fantastic. I bet it's good to get it out.
Yeah, do you know, I've had it since new, and I've made a promise to myself this year more than ever that I'm actually going to use it more and more. There's no point. It's done a fair whack of miles, but I'll just keep using it.
Yeah,
I enjoy it, that's the main thing.
Yeah, it was a beautiful car, absolutely fantastic example. So
Yeah, and it
really
was,
good
I
purchase.
bought it from Birmingham, so there you go.
Yeah, excellent.
Local
Lamborghini,
car.
Lamborghini Birmingham.
Yeah,
Was it?
Lamborghini Birmingham, yeah.
Excellent. So I've tried to introduce you as best I could on the
Okay.
intro, and I did my research. I put as much stuff as I could on there. But did I miss anything?
I think you got it right. I think you've hit most of it, yeah.
Because obviously you've done a lot in your career, so
Yeah.
it's been punctuated with different companies and different activities. So
Yeah.
it's really difficult to actually make it concise and try not to make it too long for the video.
No, fair enough, yeah.
No, it's really good. So I've obviously read your whole bio, I've done all the research, but could you tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about your background? A little bit about your life?
Born and bred in Leicester. My mum and dad, my dad was from Kenya, my mum was from Uganda. They came here, they met here, they got married here. I was born and bred in Leicester. When I was 21, I moved to London, the big smoke for all fame and fortune. And I had a job in London, and then I did that for 4 years. Then I had another job, and then I created my own business, and that's it. So the 2 jobs I had in London, when I moved down here, gave me the pedestal and the knowledge in what I needed to do. And then I created Genuine Solutions with a partner, and then we move on from there.
Brilliant. Because with your upbringing and your background, like in Leicester, your parents they ran their own business.
Yeah, they had a shop, so it wasn't nothing glamorous.
Yeah.
It's a working class family. They were grafters. They were up in the morning first thing, and you sort of learn from what they've done. And if they're working, there's no days off. When you have a paper shop and a grocery shop, there is no days off. It's 7 days a week. And it's long hours. So I was born into that. I was 6 when they bought the shop. So I was born into that environment where it's work, work, work. And you're there to work and to provide for your children and provide for a better life. And make those sacrifices, I guess. No,
it's fantastic. And obviously with that kind of upbringing, that kind of entrepreneurism, do you feel that was instilled into you from a very young age? Do you think that's been like some of the reasons for your success in your own career?
Oh, without a doubt, 100%. I think the work ethic and the way you work and the way you do things in life is what you're brought up around and what you've done. No, absolutely, it makes a big difference.
So, like with your upbringing and the way that they're in business and obviously living in Leicester, How did you, because obviously the Asian kind of culture and
Yeah.
like the all the rest of it, the emphasis is on education and going into like degrees in university, blah blah blah. How did you do it? How did you break away?
So at school, I was at school. Okay, so you've got to bear in mind where my mum and dad bought this shop is a predominantly white environment, white area. There was literally a handful of Asians in a massive school. Education was there, and I did my GCSEs. I didn't do very well at all. I wasn't that minded. I didn't want to sit and read a book. I was more of a doer, and I couldn't get into the rhythm of education. A lot of my friends did. They knuckle down, do their exams and whatever. And my school journey is very, more of a social journey than a school journey, I'd say. And I enjoyed being there, but I didn't actually pay any attention in what I needed to do. Now, Asian parents are Asian parents. They want to educate, they want to go to university, but I think they very clearly found that that wasn't me. I did my A-levels very badly, and during the summer I started working, and instead of going through clearing to go to university, I was like, I'm just going to take a year out, knowing fully well that if I took a year out and started working, I'm just going to get stuck into work. And I wanted to do that. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that environment. I didn't enjoy the some parts of education I liked, but on the whole grand scheme of things, it was the exams, getting knuckling down. It was just not me. It just didn't suit my character.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for your parents. Yeah, the way that obviously you did break away and you did go and do your own thing.
Yeah, look, they would they like me to go to university and have a career? Yeah, of course they would have done. You've got to bear in mind I've started working, time's ticking on, and I've come for an interview in London, and that's in the middle of the week. And over the weekend I moved to London. It was very off the cuff. We're doing this. I moved to London to work for a mobile reseller, which was a T-Mobile. Back in the day, it was one-to-one.
Wow.
So we did all that. For the first 6 months, I was sleeping on the floor. Yeah. I came down on a promise. The salary was better, but at the time, I remember I was on like £8,000 a year. It wasn't like big money, but commission, and I grafted. I learned. What I learned in the two jobs, I would call it, because the jobs I had in Leicester were jobs, but I wasn't really learning much. It was a bit of you were sort of just doing some work.
Yeah, doing for the paycheck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when I moved to London, the two jobs I had, I learned everything. I learned a big part of my education was in the working environment. Not just what to do, but what not to do. So you take the good and the bad, and you adapt, and you have your own sort of style. But yeah, it was a journey, and I enjoyed what I did. So that was the thing. I enjoyed it, and I would always advocate that to anybody. Don't chase the money. Enjoy what you do, because that will make a big difference. It's too easy to go and say, well, I need the money, so I'll do that. For me, it was about I'm enjoying this, and the money was a byproduct. I didn't come down here for £8,000 a year salary to go, oh yeah, I've hit the high life here. It was, I want to learn. And I think there was no fast track. There was no overnight. You have to be there all the hours, learn, and be a sponge. And that takes time and patience.
Yeah, definitely. So you went into obviously the mobile industry from that first job in London?
No, but I was in the mobile industry in Leicester.
In Leicester as well.
So it just carried on because it was a buoyant market.
Yeah, of course.
One-to-one, who we worked with very closely, they wanted customers. So we went and acquired customers, and they paid us a fortune to acquire customers because it's in its infancy. Now, you know what it's like. If you've got a mobile network, back in the day, if you were on one-to-one or Orange or whatever, you stuck with them. You more or less stuck what you had. Now it's a lot easier to move and chop and change. There's a lot more deals. Yeah. There wasn't many deals then. So you'd stick, so the quicker I got you as a customer, whichever network we were going to put you on, whoever incentivized us the most, the quicker I've got you, the quicker you're going to stay with them. So it was a race to get the customer base. And the bigger the base.
Customer retention model and lifetime value.
Yeah, so their initial model was just get the customers. They don't know they need a phone. Let's get phones into people's hands, and then you grow. So
yeah, obviously from there it exploded.
yes,
and where we are today.
yeah. So yeah, from there, from my 2 jobs, you know, they were great. One was predominantly selling mobile phones to the consumers, with the backing with one-to-one, which then turned into T-Mobile. And then my second career was around mobile phone accessories, where I got headhunted to, it was an existing business, it was turning over £2 million, and I grew it to around 16 million. And that was what I did. I went in and grew it, learnt everything. And then after that, I was like, yeah, I'm done now. So 2005, my son was born, and I'm like, now it's time for me to leave paid employment. And I was actually gonna do more of my own thing and more in property, because that's what my vision was, to do more in property. And then an opportunity arose from someone who used to work for me, and he said, look, I'm going to set up a company, why don't you come and join me, and you know, we can do this together. And I was like, I don't really want to do it, you know, I've just been in the game for so long, I want a break, I'm done, you know. But he convinced me, and we did it, and we set up Genuine Solutions in 2006, and that just grew. That was a monster. We were very nimble. We were dynamic. You know, in the tech and mobile space, there's some big giants, and we were the ankle biters. But we sort out the deals, we sort out the relationships, and we built the business, and got heavily accredited for what we'd achieved. So it was very good. It's a great journey. You know, it ended in 2019. I think prior to that, a couple of years prior to that, there was a bit of directional issues where what I wanted to do and what my partner wanted to do wasn't 100%, we weren't aligned. So we decided, I say we decided, but I think it came to a head where it went, look, this is not working anymore. And I said, look, fine, I'm out, you know. I actually spoke about it last week, where I said, look, you know, he wanted to run it in a different way. I wasn't very comfortable with the way he was running it, and I decided, you know, he decided that it wasn't the right thing to do, because I was the only one that would ever challenge him, and it came to an end in 2019. So October 2019, that happened. It was a big shock for me. I spent 6 months making up, because you know what it's like. You run your own business. You're in it. You're in it all day. You can't just turn your phone off. You can't just go, oh, actually, do you know something? I'm on holiday, I'm not going to answer the phone, or you know, I'm going for 2 weeks. I never had an auto reply on my emails. Never. Ever. Not once. Not once. Because it's your business. You want to grow something. You want to build it. You know, that's what the plan was. So I didn't go, oh yeah, but I'm on holiday, don't disturb. Not to say we had the teams and the people in place, but when you're growing something, you have to be dynamic, you have to be adaptive. So yeah, it was a shock for 6 months. Then COVID happened, so we went into lockdown. Went into lockdown, and then that was all this. You know, I spent 6 months from October to March, traveling, seeing friends, spending more time with my family, seeing people that I should have spent more time with, because running your own business is not as glamorous as it looks. It has its, you know, good and bad bits, right? So, you know, I'm sacrificing, when I'm running a business, I'm sacrificing when I go on holiday, where I go, what I do, how long I go on holiday for. You know, I never used to have a 10-day holiday. I used to have a 7-day holiday. I'm like, I can't do any more than that. I've got to run the business.
You've got to get back.
100%, because you've got to keep going. So with that in mind, I did a lot of traveling within that 6 months, then lockdown happened. And then, you know, that 6 month period was a really tough period of adjustment. Now you've got to bear in mind, right, for years, you've had a routine. Right? Your alarm goes off, you're in the gym, you go to the office, 300 gazillion emails a day, your phone's off the hook, then all of a sudden it's like you've been unplugged. It's like, what happened? My computer's not working, my phone's not working. No, because it's all changed. So it was a 6 month massive adjustment. And it's mentally taxing on how it works, you know.
Did you have difficulty in that period?
100%.
Was it? Yeah.
When I
Pining for something.
yeah, well, it was horrific. When I look back, it was hard. I had two. My wife was an amazing support, and she always has been through everything we've done.
Yeah.
She's always been there. She's always supported me in everything I've done, and I would say quite confidently that 50% of my success is my wife, because we have a great relationship. She supports. She talks, and we have a great relationship around that. I have two
Just say you've got a very diplomatic line there.
Yeah, no, but she is. Even now, even today, she's involved in the business. Today,
Yeah,
she's involved. She's heavily
Awesome.
involved, and she plays a vital part. I have two very close friends, and they were my two rocks.
Yeah.
And they really were my sounding board. Because it's lonely.
Lonely place, yeah.
It's a lonely place. It's not easy. You can't just go and talk to people. People need to understand. So, my closest friend Anton, he was there. He understood. I speak to him. Even today, I speak to him most days, right?
Yeah.
But then at that point, he helped me. One of my oldest friends, Dan, who I met in 1995, when I first moved to London. And even today, one of my closest friends, speak to him most days. Those two guys were my balance, they helped me when I wasn't sure. And when something like this happens to you, you're not sure a lot. And lots of men don't talk about it because they go, oh, well, it's a bit weak, and oh, yeah. No, you get broken. So when you've got a good handful of people around you, and there are other people as well, when you've got people around you that are genuinely looking out for you and genuinely giving you advice that they have no agenda, but other than for you. So they are giving me advice to help me. They don't benefit. There's no hidden agenda, and that's what you need sometimes, because it's all well and good having friends, but lots of people or acquaintances will give you advice, but they have their own little thing.
Yeah, of course. They have their own biases and their own experience that they're drawing from.
So,
would you say that it's important to have like a mentor or a support network like around you in business?
I think it's important to have a good support network. Not necessarily a mentor, but definitely a good support network. Because in business, even today, I have 4, 5, 6 people I will talk to about certain things, and they know about certain areas. But I think it's important you have a good network. Listen, your network is your net worth.
Of course.
I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah.
A big proportion of my successes is because of who's in my phone book and who I have a relationship with.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a huge thing, and I always had this thing that don't burn a relationship unless you really have to. Put your ego in check. If you don't have to burn the relationship, don't do it. Just try and keep a harmonious relationship with as many people as you can.
Keep all those bridges open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So when you actually exited and when you kind of adjusted in your new normal.
Yeah, my new norm. Yeah.
Did you take that? Were you considering that to be like early retirement, or do you have plenty left in the tank?
I actually thought retirement was 2005.
Really?
I actually thought, for me, that was retirement. I was done.
Yeah.
I had 2 very successful careers in 2 very great businesses.
Yeah.
I'd earned a phenomenal amount of money growing those businesses and being profitable. And in 2005, I thought that was me done. I was going into property and I was going to do that. 2019, even when I was doing Genuine Solutions, I didn't need to do it. I wanted to do it. I didn't need the money. I was very fortunate. I manage my personal finances. I don't look at if you bought a new car, great, fantastic. I don't need to buy another new car.
Yeah.
I'll do what I need to do within my budget, my remit for me and my family. So I was fine. So my Genuine Solutions, it was, I didn't need the money, but obviously I earned the money because I worked for it. So 2019, it was like, you're back to do what you want sort of thing. Yeah. So I didn't need to work, I wanted to work. There's a big difference.
Yeah, definitely. I bet you find it more liberating, don't you, when you're in that position?
Absolutely, and you do, not only you do what you want to do, you do what you want to do with the people you want to do it.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's the ultimate key.
And that's what's, because obviously from your bio and from the website and everything, so you moved on from there and you've got involved. It's not like you sat around.
No, I got involved straight away. So
Yeah.
lockdown happened. I talked to Yanni because I've known Yanni for years.
Yeah.
And we've got a mutual friend who has started doing the face masks, and they were doing the branded stuff.
Right, yeah, for the PPE
because
stuff.
obviously PPE was a problem, but
Yeah.
a mutual friend of ours was doing them and printing them in cloth, and they were doing branded stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is a great opportunity. So we sat down and gone, well, we need to do something here. So we actually done branded face covers for companies to give to people as a secondary product to give, but we put logos on it.
Yeah.
So we did it for hundreds of companies, and they, their logos on the sides and whatever, hundreds and hundreds of companies. I think one of the biggest ones we did for a McDonald's franchise. So
Brilliant.
I got active straight away. Even sitting at home during lockdown, I got active very quickly, and I thought this is brilliant. Getting back in. And then I got introduced to Aaron. For people that don't know, Aaron is huge on social media. He's a bodybuilder. He has his own brands of supplements, and got introduced to him by a mutual person and one of his other colleagues, Ollie, and he wanted to do an energy drink.
Yeah.
He said, introduced you, Bav. Look, Bav, I know you can get this off the ground very quickly. Let's put something together. So me, Ollie and Aaron put our heads together, and we launched an energy drink. We did it in 21 days.
Wow.
That's how quick we did it.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was just getting everything correct. Getting the right, for me it was, are you working with the right people? Have you got the right process? And the product's the last thing. Don't worry about the product. If you've got the people around you that, the right people, that with the right skill set, then everything else just falls into place.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, awesome. So how did you meet Yanni in the early days? Was that at the gumball as well?
I actually probably met him at a gumball meet.
Okay.
That John did. John Markar used to do gumball meets. I did gumball, my first gumball I did in 2013. And then they did gumball meets.
What car did you have for that?
I did the first one, I did it in a McLaren.
Lovely.
I did it in a McLaren MP412C Spider.
Excellent.
I actually spoke to McLaren, but they launched the car in the Spider, and I wanted it in yellow. They were going to call it Senna Yellow. They did made the press car, then they made my car.
Brilliant.
Because I told Mike at the time, I said, look, I'm doing the gumball, I need my car. I want that car in yellow, blah, blah, blah. So I met Yanni in 2013. Probably spoke to him in 2012, 2013. So we've always been on each other's radar. We've always spoke.
Yeah.
He wrapped one of my cars at the beginning, but we've always been friends from there.
Yeah. So after 2019, you got involved in the business?
No, so lockdown happened, did the face mask, did the energy drink, and then what happened was I set up, marketing's always been a bit of a passion, so I set up a marketing agency. Where we did creative content, videos, websites, social media management, all that sort of stuff for various companies.
Yeah.
So in 2020, I would say, 2020 August, I set up the business, got offices, got a team in, and started getting clients and doing content and all the rest of it, and started creating content. So we did work for Aston Martin, Slazenger, the Frasers Group, we did stuff for Porsche, we did loads of stuff, and we did stuff for local businesses. So we just managed social media and various other stuff. And that was in 2020, and it was going well. And it was quite a good business, and marketing's marketing, right? So it's collaborative. And then I got approached by a couple of guys that were looking to do a competition business. So I said, okay, let me talk to you about your business. And they were saying, we want to do this, this, and this. And it was all very much, back of a fag packet stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great, you're not going to run a business like this. So, well, let me speak to Yanni, maybe get Yanni involved and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And we, after various conversations, we decided to run with it, but we rebranded it as Yiannimize Competitions, and we restructured it. But me and Yanni fundamentally sat down and went, look, we can do this and more with the Yiannimize brand.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is become partners. So me and Yanni at that point became partners in all things Yiannimize. So the wrapping, the merchandise, the car cleaning, so everything that's then transmitted afterwards. We became partners in the world of Yiannimize. We launched Yiannimize Competitions, we bought the other guys out, and then we just run with it. So, it just changed what I did. My marketing, so we needed people to do what we were doing because we're growing. So it became a natural progression for the people that were in the marketing company that I had to move them into Yiannimize. So we engulfed everyone in, and we just run with it. And so we've got a team in Weybridge, we've got a team in Enfield, and we have people in Milton Keynes, a team in there that do all the wrapping.
Fantastic.
So,
Obviously, I followed Yiannimize, I followed the journey, and then I saw when you kind of got involved and how things like kind of spinning out into different product areas.
Yeah, so I call it the Beckham effect, because what I wanted to achieve with the brand, and when we sat down and I said to Yanni, look, we're great in the automotive area. If you know cars and you know stuff and you know Yanni, the TV show, blah, blah, but we don't have the Beckham effect. You don't need to know about football to know David Beckham. So my vision in this is to get the Yiannimize brand onto as many places as possible, and to get the views, get eyeballs on, so you see the brand everywhere. So one of the first things I did is I did the Everlast and Yiannimize collaboration, and then we went into Sports Direct. So we went into all the flagship Sports Direct stores, and the newly renovated ones, and we did the launch in Oxford Street, which was crazy. Saturday afternoon, half term, 3 cars on the pavement. They closed the store. They went, this is Yiannimize. We're going to close the store. You're launching your clothing. Let's go.
Brilliant.
So we did that, and we've done various deals and brands and stuff that we've done. More recently, we've done obviously the car care products that we launched in Halfords. We did the test with those guys, and it was successful. So in February this year, we've done another 12-month deal. So we're in every Halfords store. We're talking to Euro garages. We had a meeting with those guys. They want to do something with us. We've just launched this week with Taste Card. So we're giving Yiannimize fans and people that know us the opportunity to get discounts off restaurants and stuff like that. So we're constantly putting the brand out there in various facets. That's our goal, just to get it out. So.
I follow it quite avidly, and it's just massive. It's, it's inspiration to everyone, really. So.
Yeah, it's hard work. It's good, but
it looks it.
It's hard work, but not work. It's one of those things that you enjoy. We enjoy it. And me and Yanni are different. We're totally different. What he does well, he does well. What I do well, I do well. And it's a yin and a yang. And it works. And we don't have any egos in the relationship. So we know who's good at what and what we do, and that's what works. When you put the egos away and you play to each other's strengths, that's how a partnership works. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Yeah, definitely. You have to complement one another, isn't it? And
100%. Right. Yeah, listen, there's no two ways about it. He's the guy that's in front of the camera. He's the celebrity. He's the one that's out there. He's the one that is absolutely famous. It's phenomenal.
You're pretty good as well.
Yeah, not as big as that. But that's for me. That's brilliant. That's me. That's the brand going out there, and whatever we can do with the brand, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And obviously with the tie with CarWow as well.
Yeah, with the drag races and stuff with Matt.
A few of your cars popping on there.
That does happen. And the CarWow team are great. They're really good. They're a really good bunch of people. We work with those guys and it works. And obviously we do a lot of other activations and brand deals, etc., etc. So we're always we're always working behind the scenes
Yeah.
in doing things with the brand, with the product, with Yanni. So there's always stuff going on.
Yeah, because I saw like your recent tie-up with Urban Automotive.
Yeah, so there's
Working
lots
with
of
those guys,
lots of
yeah.
exciting things happening there.
Yeah.
We're talking to a couple of car manufacturers as well. So there's always something going on. Obviously, we're trying to, we could be very busy very quickly. So we're just staggering everything we're doing. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, pardon the pun. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, like through your career, well, when you first started your career, what was it that attracted you to the mobile phone market? Was it just right place, right time, or did you love them? Like, was it?
No, I didn't love them.
No.
I think it was just right time. I saw the opportunity of growth.
Yeah.
And that's what I do. I look at something and go, has it got legs? I get a lot of business proposals on a weekly basis. I get a lot of people saying, can you invest in this? Can you invest in that?
Yeah.
And I look at what's got legs. I look at the opportunity for what it is. When I stepped into the mobile phone industry, it had there was opportunities. There was things that can be done. We did it. Well, at Genuine Solutions in 2007, a lot of the laws changed around recycling. Great opportunity. So we started recycling. So a big portion of our business was around recycling and the environment. And that's what we did. So it was a constant adaptation of what is changing. So for me, it wasn't the industry. I mean, listen, I don't know much about owning a TV shopping channel, but I bought one last year. So it was one of those ones, like, what did I know? I didn't know,
Yeah.
but I saw the opportunity.
Yeah.
So for me, it could be any business. I need to see where the opportunity is and what needs to happen. There's lots of businesses out there that are not well run, they're not adverse to change. Why'd you do that? Or we've always done that. There's a lot of businesses like that, and they haven't evolved.
100%.
And that's the big thing. So it's one of those things where I saw that in the mobile sector, there was constant opportunity. It's a growing market, constant opportunities, and it just worked. And it was dynamic. So, and I was able to influence what I did. So it was great.
Yeah, because you had the background knowledge and all the information. Because I can see it now. I can see like your timeline. So first you were selling phones.
Yeah.
Then you're selling bits for phones.
Yeah.
Then you were recycling the phones.
Yeah.
So
we did the full circle. Literally the whole thing.
Brilliant. And then you came out.
Yeah.
We're in the market side.
I think it started getting saturated.
Yeah.
I think most industries, what people don't realise is most industries, they'll end up being 4 or 5 players in that game.
Yeah.
And in any industry, you end up with 4 or 5 big players. They end up consuming everybody.
Yeah.
And then your margins shrink.
Yeah.
When we were first doing it, it was margin rich because you're doing something ingenious. As soon as you start scaling and then other people start biting,
Yeah. Prices
then
are coming down.
it's a very dog eat dog then.
Chucking in the phones in the contracts and all the rest of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for us, we were good. We were always first to do something.
Yeah.
But knowing that it's within the next 18 months, everyone's going to start copying.
Yeah.
The margins will start dropping. We've got to go on to the next thing.
It's a first mover advantage into the next area. Yeah.
We're
Brilliant.
always trying to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Always.
I can see like with Yiannimize as well, like you've taken a very relevant, very out there brand,
Yeah.
and just, as you said, take it to market in every facet possible.
Yeah, look, that's the key. So you look at Halfords, for example, right? So we sit down with Halfords and they've got an appetite to work with Yiannimize, right?
Yeah.
But then they're also commercially minded. They want to do things correctly.
Yeah.
They want a younger demographic in the store. They want some noise. They want some marketing. They want some meet and greets.
Yeah.
They don't usually do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So they needed that. We want the brand in other places. It works. So my philosophy is always, you need something, I need something, can it work? Because if it's all me,
Yeah.
you're going to go, well, actually, this doesn't work for me. So we try and work with pinch points. And try and work out how we do it. So, it was a couple of weeks ago, I was with Mercedes-Benz World, because that's one of the offices. I was with the team there. And we're talking to them about various events we may be able to do with them. But my question to them is, what do you need first? What's your pinch point? And then I'll tell you what we need to try and achieve. And maybe we can have a bit of a marriage here.
Yeah.
And that's how you do it. If it's all me, or if it's all lopsided, it's like anything. If you're going to do anything here, and you're going to sell if I've squeezed you that much, and then I come back to you in a couple of weeks' time and go, I've got a bit of a problem, Cam. Can you sort it out? You can go, do you know something? I'm earned no money out of this. Now you're being, you just got to be fair. That's what I believe.
Definitely. Just got to leave meat on the bone.
Yeah, you listen, exactly. Just be fair and have a pragmatic approach in having a balanced view.
Definitely. So, the big topic, obviously you have a great love, great eye for cars.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
My first car was a Ford Orion, right? And,
nice.
And
mine was an Escort.
Oh, was it? So, and I had the RS turbo wheels on it, right? So
awesome.
that was it. It was a red Ford Orion, and newly
what engine?
1.6.
Yeah.
1.6 gear.
I was going to say GLX or what?
And me being a teenager, it was crash, bang, wallop all the time, right? I was that absolute
big plastic bumpers on.
Honestly, I was hitting everything, literally.
Yeah.
So that was my first car, but now I've always liked cars. I've always enjoyed cars.
Yeah.
When I first moved to London, I was in a 106 XSI, and then Russell, who's my first employer in London, he said to me, get you a company car.
Yeah, awesome.
I said, well, fantastic, not knowing about company car tax. This is where you learn stuff, right?
That's it. It's never as good as it seems.
So me and my counterpart, James, they gave us 2 brand new 306 Roadsters, right? Nice. Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Hard top, beautiful car. P-Reg cars they were, I believe they were at the time. We loved them, right? Yeah. Then the tax bill comes, and we're like, oh my gosh, benefit in kind tax.
Have them back.
So we kept them. We had them for, I think we had them for about 2 years, and we kept them. Then I said to Russell, I said, you're paying for me to have the car. I'm paying to have the car. Why don't you just give me a car allowance and I'll go and buy my own car? Yeah. And he went, great. And he was a lover of cars. He was only a few years older than me, and he'd had Ferraris and Porsches, and he said, look, I really want to get the new Porsche Boxster. I really want to get it. Yeah. And he said, okay. He says, I will go for it, and I'll pay you the money. So I went out looking, and I couldn't find, and I ended up finding a Porsche Boxster. And my goal was always to get a supercar-ish, before I was 25. Yeah. And I got it. I'd done it. Yeah. So I was like chuffed. So I bought a Porsche Boxster, and since then, because I've always liked Porsches, always loved them, always liked them, but never been. You're not going to buy one of them; it's too expensive. But then that's my journey.
That was the Porsche Boxster, wasn't it? That was what it did. It opened up the Porsche world.
Yeah, because it was mid £40,000, I think it was. And it was the right price point, because obviously the 911s were up here. Yeah, 70 grand plus. Yeah. This was the right price point. The monthly payments worked. I put a deposit down, and it worked. And I loved it.
Peugeot to a Porsche, not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
What was it? I can't remember. It was a 2.7 or the 3.2, was it?
That was 2.7.
2.7.
And I wanted a navy one, but I couldn't get it, so I ended up getting like a jade green. It was one of those things where you just close your eyes and just get in. It's a Porsche. It's fine.
I loved it. Sounds good. It drives well.
Yeah, I loved it, and I kept it for a while. I kept it for quite a while, and then when I moved jobs, I kept it, and then my CEO at the time, he goes, "Oh, listen, do you want a company car?" I'm like, "No, not really good, but you can have a 911." I'm like, "Oh, I want a company car." So then my 911.
Wow. Awesome.
So I jumped in the 911 there. And then I was since then
hooked.
I was hooked anyway.
Hook line,
this is like the seal on the deal. This is the envelope seal deal. That is done. So it was brilliant. So I've always been Porsche from the beginning. And that's what I always loved.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, but one of my colleagues in the motor trade, like when we were a lot younger, it was literally. That was the first Porsche I drove. Yeah. Because he went out and hunted one down, and it was like that was the only car they could afford, like in the price point, and it was, wow, proper Porsche.
And I did it while I had the Porsche. I mean, I was fortunate. 2005, 2006, I bought. I tell you what, my biggest mistake was. I bought a Ferrari 360, right, manual Ferrari 360, right, and that was in 2005. I had it for 12 weeks. I couldn't get on with it. Really? It was hard work driving it. Couldn't get on. But I had a Bentley. I bought X5. Do you remember the 4.8 IS? BMW awesome. X5 when it first came out? Yeah. bought one of those.
Blue?
With the black with
Black,
schnitzer wheels,
yeah,
big schnitzer
nice,
wheels.
yeah.
Mate, I bought one of those. I bought Bentleys, I bought Minis, I bought Ferraris. I bought 360, then I bought 430 as it came out in 05. Then I bought 430 Spider, then I bought 2599. So I've had a mix. Yeah. But this stable car has been the Porsche.
Yeah. It's always been your brand.
Yeah, and I remember when I bought my wife, I bought her a Cayenne, and she loved it. But everything through my whole working career, the stable brand has been Porsche. Yeah. Yeah, and it does what it says on the tin. Yeah, definitely. And it's good value for money. Definitely. Compared to other marques. I'd say, because people say, well, what do I drive? Because obviously working in the motor trade, surrounded by cars all the time. Yeah. My staple brand is not as glamorous as yours. BMW. Okay. I've always had BMWs. Like my father had a BMW 5 Series, which I kind of learned to drive in unofficially. Yeah. And then from then, I've just always had BMW in the family. Wow. Okay. Like either my wife's got one or I've got one. Yeah. And that's always our staple go-to car. Yeah. We've had all of them, like literally all the models. Have you? Yeah, literally everything. X5, they make a good
X6,
car.
X7,
They make a good car. Yeah. And the technology now is amazing. Yeah,
technology is great.
But yeah, so I'm Porsche through and through. So I think it was 2010. I started my relationship with Porsche Guildford. Brilliant. I've enjoyed working with those guys. I've bought a lot of cars from them. I've enjoyed a lot of cars. I've always bought what I wanted to buy. Yeah. And I'm fortunate enough to now, I've been getting the GT cars. Pick of the crop. Yeah. I mean, I can't have everything. I can't be greedy and have everything, but I get the nice stuff. The options. Yeah. Excellent. But I've built a good relationship with those guys, so it sort of works. So sorry, because I have this like exclusive club, don't they? Really, like we're unofficially. It's not I think they just value the relationships. It's not about, and to be honest with you, it's not always about how many cars you buy. It's not about how much you spend. It's about you building the relationship, and that's key. But that's in business, full stop. Yeah, completely. That's in business. It's all about building a relationship. Your networking, your relationship. Yeah, absolutely. As I said before, yeah, definitely. Which I 100% agree with. Yeah, it's all it's about. It's all about building. Yeah, definitely. So, with your Lamborghinis. Did you have a Urus recently? Did you have that for very long? Yeah, so I bought my first Lamborghini in 2010, I think it was. I bought a Gallardo. Yeah. I bought a Gallardo from Dick Lovett, a grey one, and that's when I first bought. Hey? How did you get on with that? I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. And then I got the McLaren, and it was like a bit of a mix, but I got on well with it. And that was my first Lamborghini. Sold that, and after that. In 2013, I bought my first Aventador. Awesome. That was my birthday present. Yeah. And that's when I bought it. So awesome. That was it's a 2013. Yeah. So when was that launched? Like 2011. Yeah, I think it was 2011. Yeah. So 2000. So I'd done the gumball that year earlier in the year in the McLaren, and I bought an Aventador. So I've got pictures of my McLaren and the Aventador, and that was me. Since then, I've always had an Aventador. Awesome. I've never not been without one. So what number is this? Is this number 3 or? So I had the orange one, the grey one. Yeah, this is number 3. Yeah. Yeah, this is number 3. Yeah. And then this one's a keeper. Yeah. You know how I spec that? I couldn't believe it. So I test drove it at Millbrook. Because I had the Aventador Coupe, then I had an Aventador Roadster, and then he said to me, the S is out, do you want to test it? So I test drove it, and I said, yeah, no, I like it, I'm going to go for it, I'm going to sell mine and go for it. So he rings me up and goes, Bav, I need to get your spec in. I said, okay, but look, I'm busy, I've got work to do. He says, no, look, we need to do this to get your car because you want it on time and whatever. Yeah. He FaceTimed me. He actually FaceTimed me. He goes, do you want to do this now? I said, yeah, look, let's do it. He goes, I've got this car in the car park. The car, it's an SV. This colour is amazing. Yeah. He says, I haven't done anything like this before, this colour on the Aventador S. Do you want to do it? He showed me the colour and it was done. I was like, that's the colour. And we literally sat down on FaceTime, spec'd the car and put the order in. Awesome. You carried on with your work. Yeah, literally. And then he said, thank you very much. And then my Urus journey is a Urus journey because I said because obviously I had Porsches and Cayennes and Turbo S's and whatever. And Jan said to me, you need to buy a Urus. You're gonna love a Urus. And he let me drive his car, and then, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think I like. Then I bought a Urus. What a car! Loved it.
Yeah.
Bought it, loved it, sold it recently, and ordered another one. So I'm now waiting
so you got
for
another one. Yeah. I remember you doing your colour selection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which did you go for in the end?
I went for the darker yellow.
The dark yellow.
Not the bright yellow, the darker yellow.
Yeah, I remember you did your poll.
Yeah. So I went for the darker yellow.
I think I picked that one as well on your poll. So yeah, good choice.
So that's expected. I think it's expected after the summer break at the factory. So yeah, it's good. So I bought that, and I'm looking forward to having that. It's a great daily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did over 20,000 miles in mine. I loved it. I drove everywhere.
Awesome.
It's good.
And you've got 2 sons?
Yeah.
Yeah. They must be petrol heads.
They are not.
Really?
They do not care. Really? I'll tell you a story what happened, right? So I bought a brand new 911.
Yeah.
And it's Sunday morning, and my boys play football, right?
Yeah.
This is going back a couple of years. And one of the dads goes, look, I'll pick you up and we'll go together. I said, yeah, no problem. So I've had this new car now a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah.
And it's on the drive in and out. So my boy gets in the car, and we're in the car, and the dad goes, oh, do you like your dad's new car? He went, what new car? And I was like, they are not into cars. My oldest has passed his test. He's got his own car, but he's not into cars. And it doesn't really bother me, to be honest. It doesn't really bother me. But but he's driving now, so maybe he'll get a bit more infused.
You got to bite him with a bug.
Yeah, slowly. But he's got his car.
Have you let him drive any of them? No. Oh, there you go. If you let him have a go.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure.
On a track in safe conditions.
No, he's got his car, and he's happy with it. So
yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
No, but I'm sure there's time, as you say.
Yeah.
So the big industry changes that are going on at the moment. I get a lot of people that are in the motor industry or really being involved in the motor industry kind of all have the same feeling. What are your thoughts on the electric car market and the way it's going?
So Porsche lent me a Taycan, right? And they said, look, Bav, why don't you just have the Taycan for 4 or 5 days, just enjoy it and use it. Because I've got a good relationship with it, so just drive it, just see how you get on. And I got in it, drove it, and there's a button in there where you can put the sound on and whatever.
Yeah.
Drove, amazing car. Absolutely amazing, loved it. Tech was great, the power delivery, it was nothing like a Tesla, looked okay, it done what a Porsche does, absolutely fine. But it's not the car, that's the problem. It's the infrastructure, that's the problem. I came up here today and I went into the services, and there wasn't one charge point free, not one.
Wow.
Okay, this is in the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
I went to another services and I just saw covers over them that they were out of service.
Out of order, yeah.
As you're driving through, you see it. There's people queuing. And I'm like, I don't need that. You know, I need to, and that's the problem. It's not the cars, there's Teslas, the new Porsche. They've got the technology, they drive well, they look good, they do what they say on the tin. Infrastructure's there. Now, if you're only doing local journeys, that's great. But it's a 4-door family car, and you go places with your family.
Yeah.
You know, at the weekends, you're running around, you're going to see other family, you're going around. You don't want to be sitting there going, well, actually, where am I going to charge it? This is in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day on the M40. Can you imagine on a Saturday afternoon?
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
well, that was the thing, wasn't it? It was when a lot of bad PR came out about it. It was like Christmas time.
Yeah.
And that was the first, like I was speaking to someone and they said it's the first mass movement of population for an event. Because obviously Christmas, everyone was travelling around. Yeah. So all the electric cars were just screwed. Yeah. Because it's the first time a lot of them being charged away from home or work. Yeah. So, and they were using public network and they got screwed. They were waiting 4 hours, 5 hours. But
do you remember when diesel was a big thing, right?
Yeah.
So you could have a diesel car. If there's a company car, you'd be incentivized. It'd be cheaper, and you know everyone went mad on diesel.
They were shoving it down your throat.
They were literally throwing it down your throat. Going, get a diesel car. Get a diesel car.
Yeah.
They did that with the electric cars,
Yeah.
right? They incentivized company owners. They said, if you buy an electric car in your company, there's tax benefits, there's this, and they threw it down they made it a bit of a no-brainer.
Definitely.
But now it won't be. The tax benefits will fall away.
Dribble away,
and it'll be harder. But outside of the financial element of an electric car, it's the network.
Yeah.
I mean, I know in Europe it's better. In the Nordics it's better. They're geared up for it. They do it well. Here, and listen, they can't even sort the potholes out, let alone a charging station, right?
Yeah. And keeping them maintained and keeping them all.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And there's a grid infrastructure and the grid upgrades, isn't it? Which is going to be the main problem.
And are they as environmentally friendly as everyone's led to believe?
It's the production, isn't it? Production and disposal.
What happens in 7 years' time or 8 years' time when the batteries are being pulled out?
Yeah.
I mean, a replacement battery at the moment today is not cheap. It's thousands and thousands, right?
Yeah.
So what happens in 5 years, 10 years' time when you've got a Tesla or a Porsche and the battery's done and you need to replace it? I mean, there'll be a market for third-party batteries and parts. I get that.
Yeah.
But what happens to the old one? How environmentally friendly is that? Has anyone actually done the full footprint? Probably not.
Yeah, all the way
A lot
through.
of PR around it, a
Yeah.
lot of hype and buzz and whatever, but I don't know.
It's a here and now, isn't it? It's very short-termism.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think Porsche are doing this synthetic
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
I think if they get it to a point where it's mass produced,
Yeah.
then you've ticked a box, right? But yeah.
Is that bye-bye Tesla, bye-bye electric cars then?
Yeah. Well,
high
I think there'll be a,
performance cars, isn't
I think there'll be I think there will be a need, but we don't know. We'll see what happens in the market, right?
Because from what I think there's going to be, like as you said, the electric cars. There's always going to be a place for them because, for like my dad, I got him into it. Yeah, he's had all the big cars during his career and stuff, like his S classes and 7 Series, etc. But now he's got, he doesn't care. Now he's driving around locally. Got him a Toyota Aris hybrid. Yeah. Loves it. Yeah. Literally, he's got room for the grandkids in the back, and it's like, it doesn't drink anything. It's just 3 times more miles than the old car did. And his old Merc, and it's like, it works because he only literally drives around the block.
There's a place for it.
Yeah,
there is a place for it.
Yeah, exactly. So, because like we've got petrol and diesel now, you buy petrol if you're driving local, you buy diesel if you're doing long motorway hikes and all that, or that's what they used to push. Petrol, the ICE engines, electric, hybrids, they're all going to have different place in the market, I think, and for different uses.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because they're talking about commercial vehicles being the biggest market for the hydrogen. Yeah. And I think that would be like, I think it's that psychology, isn't it? Like you said, pulling up, so you just want to pull up, fill on demand.
I don't want to wait half an hour.
Yeah.
I'll be forced to wait half an hour.
Or plan a day before what car you want to take. Yeah. You know, pick it up, especially with your collection. Yeah. Just walk out and pick one.
Yeah, which one's got fuel in it more?
Yeah, exactly. Which one's got fuel in it, which one? Yeah. So just go back on your point. Did you have to stop twice to come here for fuel?
No, the first petrol station I stopped in had no fuel. I was like, wow, okay, this is typical.
And everyone else slagging off the electric.
Exactly, typical. But yeah.
Excellent. So with your, we kind of touched upon it before, but obviously over your career, like, because I'll talk about it myself, but like, my first kind of wave of success in the business was car finance, and I grew car finance across motoring forums. When the internet started becoming a thing and everyone started using it, and that was like 2004, 2005, and then when Facebook kicked off 2007, it just blew up. Yeah. Would you say your latest business ventures and all the stuff that you've done is all reliant on social media now, and it's the biggest thing? No, I think we're known as a brand. Yeah. We're known. Social media gets the message out. Yeah. But it's not be all and end all. It's not everything. I think you have to touch all the platforms in equal form. Social media is important. Yeah. But it's not be all and end all. I think it's something you need to do. You can't neglect it, but you don't have to just be blinkered and doing that. There's other things that you can do. We've started doing a lot of sponsorship deals. So
someone will have a car meet, for example. So
Yeah,
Yiannimize will go, well, let's work out something, how I can help you, you can help us.
Yeah.
So there's always those kind of things where it's a physical presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, social media has its place. I think it's very topical because I was talking about it earlier. I think the whole influencer thing is gone.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know about you, but people don't want to be sold to. You know, if you see an influencer going, this is the best thing since sliced bread, it's da-da-da-da, they're being paid. It's not genuine, it's not authentic. So I think that people are a bit more warier now.
Yeah.
Lockdown's over, everyone's not sitting there consumed in their phones. The influencer type thing, I'm not sure that's going to last much longer.
I think that's got saturated.
Yeah. If you're a brand ambassador, that's a different point. But if you're physically saying, well, I'm so and so, and you should be buying this, X product because it's great, it's an ad. I'm not sure. Not sure. I don't think the audience. There will be some that buy into it. If you're a big, if you've got a big company or a big brand and you're putting out there, that's a different ballgame. But the micro influencers and stuff, I think it's getting harder and harder.
Yeah, I think it's because it's become so widespread. So you can buy it on the internet now, can't you? There's agencies out there that you can pay to have someone come in and do stuff, and relatively low fees as well. So I think it's become more widespread. So yeah, like you said, it might become saturated. Is there anything you can tell us about, obviously, Yiannimize and your other projects? You've kind of alluded to some stuff.
We're constantly doing things. I'm sure. Look, we're looking at. Like I explained about Mercedes-Benz, we're like looking at doing car meets, looking at other product sets, what else we can brand, what else we can make, what else we can do. We're looking at different retailers, we're speaking to different retailers, we're speaking to different manufacturers, not just car manufacturers. So we're talking to a lot of people. And what I probably want to say is that whereas before, we're a big brand, right? So people will go, oh, they'll never do that. We're open for business, right? We want to talk to everybody. We might not do everything, but we want to talk to people. We want to see what opportunities are out there where we can collaborate, where we can invest, what we can do. That's what we want to do. We want to sort of have a look at and say, look, what else we should be looking at. But we're very much open door. Let's chat. One of the investments we're doing and we're involved in is a problem-solving company. It's going to help people, and there's lots of things we're working on behind the scenes. But yeah, look, we're constantly doing it, and we're constantly putting stuff out. So besides wrapping cars, doing media, doing meet and greets, doing car care, doing this, we're constantly evolving. So
yeah, it's amazing how it all started from the car wrapping.
Yeah.
Started from that one garage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no, massive inspiration. It's awesome. So for the viewers and listeners out there, what would be your putting on the spot a little bit? What would be your top tips if you can generalise?
Well, I get asked a lot, right?
Yeah.
I get this and I said this the other day. I get asked this: how can I make money quickly?
Yeah.
What can I do to make money quickly? That's one of the questions I get asked. The other question I get asked is, what industry should I go in? What should I do that's going to make me money, right? I get all that all the time. Now, what I try and explain to people is you're thinking about it the wrong way, okay? Now, if you came to me and said, Bav, I really want to make some good money. What can I do? I go, well, actually, do you know something? Your local hospital, there's a brain surgeon. He's on 250, 400 grand a year. You could do that. That's going to get you good money. Yeah? And in 10 years' time, he's retiring. He's got a massive pension. Amazing. You go, I'm not a brain surgeon.
Can't do that.
No.
Yeah.
So before you say what you want to achieve, before the mindset is, I want to achieve this, what are you good at? What are you good at? Some people need to have a hard look at themselves and go, what am I good at? What can I learn to do? And how can I put that into play? Forget the money, forget the kudos, the money, the fame, forget all that just put that to one side. Look at what you're good at. There's no quick, easy, short fire answer. For me, it was hard work and it was determination and hard work.
Yeah.
I made money doing what I'm good at. That's what I made money. And I adapted and I learned. A lot of people don't learn. They don't want to learn and they don't want to listen. Now, there is no quick, fast track. Social media is a bit of a devil because of that, because people think it happens overnight. You see a picture of a person in front of a Lamborghini, a young guy, and you think all of a sudden he's like a gazillionaire and he's done it in 10 days.
Oh, I was going to do that in front of you.
But so my advice is that there is no easy anything.
Yeah.
Anything worth having is not easy, and you have to work at it. And if it is easy, it's not always sustainable.
Yeah. Flash in the pan.
Yeah. So you have to build something that you're good at, and then go from there. So it's a hard look at yourself first, rather than the market and the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Really good advice.
Yeah.
And I completely resonate with that. So that's that's how we found over time that we've had to adapt and evolve over time.
Yeah, you do what you do. You find your niche. You find what you're good at, you know, and go from there.
Definitely. So on that note, fortunately we have to wrap up. It's been so enjoyable speaking to you, like hearing your story and listening to all your tips and advice. Absolute, massive treasure chest of information.
No, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So no, thank you very much again for making the drive up here and enlightening us all with your experience. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
So thanks everyone for watching episode 5 of MotorServ-TV. Please do stay tuned to the channel, subscribe and follow us, and we'll be having more and more content coming online soon.
Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure being here with MotorServ. Definitely subscribe to the channel because they've got some more interesting guests coming on soon.